I wanted to introduce myself to people who may not know me. I'm Susan Anderson, and I'm an abandonment specialist. And I'm with Ibia Perdon, who is my personal assistant, who's helping to set up this workshop series. And I thought I'd tell you a little bit about what the workshop is about. Some of you may have taken some of my workshops at Esalen and Big Sur, or at the Open Center in Manhattan, or in the Berkshires at Kripalu. But for those of you who haven't, this is my first online workshop. But what they're about, my workshop, is about healing the primal wound of abandonment. So people can come to the workshop with all kinds of different issues. They could be going through a very painful breakup, which is causing a huge emotional crisis and is overwhelming them because it breaks into that abandonment wound that's so primal and so deep and just brings them to their knees. Or they could be struggling with a chronic childhood trauma, an abandonment trauma from childhood, a childhood wound that is interfering in their lives in so many ways, holding them back from reaching their potential or interfering in their relationships. Or they could be in a relationship and they feel insecure and they're petrified that their insecurity is going to sabotage the relationship. Or they could be stuck in a pattern where they're only attracted to the unavailable. And when somebody is completely available, they lose interest. So they're always breaking up and restarting a new relationship based on the need to always be chasing someone. And if that element, that pursuit mode isn't happening, they can't feel it. So the different issues that come into the workshop are tremendous, but what we deal with the primal abandonment wound. And abandonment is what makes heartbreak so painful. It's what makes divorce so painful. It's what makes grieving a death so complicated, because abandonment means there's shame. There's shame about our behavior, shame about a feeling of unworthiness, shame that we weren't worthy of connection, the shame of being rejected, the shame of failing. So it's all about shame, and there's so much unresolved shame that all of us have universally. And we all have abandonment universally. We're all human beings. We all have a birth trauma. We've all had separation traumas from childhood. Some people have it more acutely than others. But where there is shame, all of that unresolved shame, which is very unconscious, we tamp it down, we hide it. Where there is shame, there is self-sabotage. So people who have unresolved abandonment have a tendency to have self-defeating patterns. They get in their own way. And then what does that feed? Self-hatred, the shame. It increases the shame. It makes us blame ourselves and feel that we're just not worthy, that it's our own faults. So the workshop is all about healing that. So in order to make it possible for us to have not just me giving a lecture, because I have lots of information, very significant information about the healing of this wound. But in order to make it a meaningful experience and get the message in, because we're talking about change. How do we promote change? Just by listening to a lecture may help a little. By going to, just some sort of program where you're hearing speakers on a particular topic, reading books, talking to friends, all of those things are very helpful. Going to a therapist. Abandonment, the deep primal wound of abandonment doesn't respond to traditional psychotherapy. You can't get rid of it through catharsis, because it's not a boil. It's not like it has pus and you get rid of that and now you're done with it. It requires a specialized approach. And we as people sharing can help each other better than any book or any lecture. So I will be providing a lot of, talking and lecturing of information and providing some insights. But the value of meeting with 10 people in this online group is so that we can hear each other and validate each other. So there will be sharing, even though it's a Zoom kind of, screen, there will be sharing. It will be very private and very confidential. We have to take a vow of confidentiality, and we don't have to share beyond our own level of comfort, of course, naturally. We're all responsible for ourselves, but the sharing combined with the information and practicing the exercises, these very specialized exercises together as a group, creates a real boost, a better boost than you get really from going to therapy or reading a book. It's a real boost to be in a group. And this group will be 5 sessions, and it'll be 2 hours a session. And I'll check with all of the members first to see if it's possible to run over, because I haven't done this as an online format, and I'm going to be the timekeeper trying to make a meaningful thing happen within a 2-hour period. But I will need to know if I can run over a little bit if we're in the middle of something important. Do you have any questions, Ibia?
What would be like the main benefit they will get from the workshop after the 5 sessions?
Yes, there are many benefits because you have take-home tools that you can incorporate in your life, and you can just take a new regimen for your life and start to work with these exercises. And if you do, you will have change. But even if you're a procrastinator and a lazy person who never follows through with stuff like that, and that's a symptom of having abandonment trauma, procrastinating and not doing these things that are good for us. But even if you have that particular symptom of post-traumatic stress disorder of abandonment, which is to procrastinate, you will still get a bump up in self-esteem. The information will have some sort of impact in validating parts of your psyche that have caused shame, and the sharing with other people will really help to create a bump up. So no matter what, even if you don't read any of the books ahead of time, which I would suggest doing, it is helpful to familiarize yourself with the abandonment material. It's 4 different books. You could read any one of them and it would be helpful. But even if you don't, you can still benefit by being exposed to this information and the sharing that takes place participating.